Welcome back to the UniTec YouTube digital media channel. It is time now for another exciting hot seat. And here's a guy that should have been on the hot seat a long time ago. Thank you, Bonne Terre, for staying after me to get this guy on. The voice of the UniTec Sports Network last year, did a fantastic job. And now he's the voice of the Mineral Area College Cardinals on KFMO. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jared Pettus. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fantastic. So tell me, let's see, you graduated, you were part of, was it the first year of this program?
Yep, I graduated in 2017. This program at UniTec became a thing in 2016 or 2015-16 school year, and then 16-17 school year was its second year. I was a part of the inaugural class of students out of the digital media class.
Fantastic. And the most successful, I would say, you and Mr. Ben Trueblood, as you were both Missouri State champions in Skills USA. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we, coming into that school year, I wasn't really expecting to join Skills USA, and then Mr. Love kind of took a paper around the room and was like, everybody sign this. This is stuff you'll want to do. We had some not signed, but me and Ben, we ended up signing up, not knowing later down the road we were going to be on the same pair. But he ended up needing a partner, and I ended up needing one, so we were just like, hey, let's do this together. We both want to do audio. So we didn't have any competition at the district level, which was hosted in UniTec that time. So that was something good for us. We got a free ride on to state.
Right. And
then at state we battled, I want to say, somewhere between 20 and 40 teams.
Oh, wow.
At the state level. I'm not 100% certain.
Right.
But by the end of our project, we thought, oh, it's good enough for maybe top 5. And we were kind of getting upset when they were calling the top 3 at the award ceremony, and it got 3, 2, and it wasn't us. We were like, man. And kind of waited a second, called first place in state, and it was us, and we kind of both jumped up, and like I said a minute ago to the class, Ben wasn't expecting a high five, and I smacked him in the face.
Smack!
And
That's an awesome story.
And then from there we went on to nationals, where we were facing tougher competition, and we had a longer time period to record and edit our project. I just think we were kind of flabbergasted at the size of the place in Louisville, Kentucky. We didn't really do as good as we probably could have, and finished up 18th out of, I want to say, 36 or 37.
Still, not bad. Not bad at all.
No.
Absolutely. All right, let's go back to the high school days. Who were some of your favorite teachers at North County?
At North County, high school, Mr. Mullins. I had him my sophomore year and junior year. Sophomore year was kind of iffy. It was his first year, but he's a really great teacher, really funny guy too, and he's a great cross-country coach. Also liked Mrs. Guggenberger. She was really good, instrumental. Really, taught chemistry in a way, and forensics, because I had her for both, a way that it stuck with me, and now I help my wife with her chemistry stuff through Mac.
Wow, very good.
Miss Rawson. She was Miss Seaton when I had her my freshman year. I had her again my senior year. Real funny teacher. I enjoyed her classes because she would, laugh with the students.
Right.
Laugh at the students. If a student made a joke, she'd laugh. She'd say funny stuff. Everybody would laugh. Her class was just laid back, really easy, really fun. And then middle school wise, Coach Dykus, great cross country coach. My favorite middle school teacher I had, and then also Mr. Geller.
Now, are we talking like the old Mr. Geller or the young Mr. Geller?
Young
Mr. Geller's son.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Shout out to Jacob there. And that light is driving me crazy, so I'm going to walk over and turn that off. I'm going to leave this in the interview, though, because I think that's kind of funny. My next question to you is, tell me about your favorite Mr. Love memory. What's something that happened maybe in this class or since or before that you always remember when you think of Mr. Love?
Just trying to think. My favorite Mr. Love memory, in the class, he had never seen Forrest Gump all the way through. So towards the end of the year, I believe it was second year or maybe first year, we got to watch Forrest Gump in class. And he he cried. We were like, Mr. Love, why are you crying? He's like, I've never seen this part. His mom dying is terrible. And I was like, yeah, I guess you're right, Mr. Love.
Yeah.
Not really a great memory, but it is a pretty fun one.
Yeah.
I don't really remember much from the class other than trying to get the scoreboard to work. I remember one day he was just real flabbergasted with that scoreboard the first year.
Yeah.
He was just yelling up a storm, and we were like, Mr. Love, it's okay. It's getting taken care of. And then post-school, every year, Ben Tamara, a student that he had taught up in Indiana when he was a teacher up there, myself, and last year my brother, because Mr. Love was a sub, and now my sub for my brother's class back at the high school. So we all went to go to Blues games every year, Blues games, and Blues and Blackhawks games, because they're all Blackhawks fans except for Mr. Love, myself, and my brother. So it's usually him, Ben, AJ, and sometimes Keelan. They're students from up in Indiana.
Okay.
We all try to go to a Blues and Blackhawks game, and then sometimes a Cubs Cardinal game. And now Mr. Love's a Cubs fan, so I'm outnumbered when we go to the Cardinal games. But
only thing I don't like about the man.
yeah. That's another thing. He'd have a sticker up in that window right there.
That was the first thing that came down whenever I moved into this classroom.
Well, it was the first thing that came down the second year when we came in and it was up there. Somebody had ripped it off and threw it in the trash. He printed out another one and stuck it up there. So we always go to Blues games.
Yep.
And this past year, or 2 years ago when it was just Ben, myself, and Mr. Love, we actually have a video of Mr. Love trying to dab when the Blues scored.
Oh, nice.
Didn't go as well as Mr. Love had wanted to go, but yeah, those Cubs and Cardinal games and Blackhawks and Blues games are definitely my favorite memories of being in Mr. Love's class, because I got to graduate to that next level of being able to join in those games. So.
Who's your all-time favorite Blues hockey player? Give me a couple if it's too hard to pick one.
I really liked David Backus when I was littler, and he got to sign that one-day contract last week, I believe, and retire as a Blue, so I really liked that. So now my Backus jersey isn't obsolete anymore.
Yeah.
Right now it's Colton Parayko. I really like Colton Parayko.
And he just signed a big deal, so he's going to be there for a while.
Yeah. I like Robert Thomas. I like the new incoming Pavel Buchnevich. Really like what he's done in New York. I'm glad they got to trade for him. And my all-time favorite, I really don't know. I guess it could be Tarasenko, because from the time I guess I was old enough to start really getting invested into the Blues games, that's when he started in 2013, started being a part of the team. Now he's requested a trade, which I don't mind. Sometimes players need a change of scenery, but it is going to be sad if they end up trading him. My first ever player I really liked, though, and I tweeted about this a couple weeks ago, Lee Stempniak.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I thought his name was funny.
Yeah.
And I never remembered him leaving until I looked it up, and he was traded for Alex Steen, which ended up, I guess, leading the Blues to a Stanley Cup in 2019.
That worked out. So, Game 7, you can pick any Blues goalie all time. I mean, we can go all the way back to 66. Who is in between the pipes trying to get the Blues Stanley Cup championship?
You can never go wrong with Cujo.
Right? Curtis Joseph is fantastic.
Definitely, I have to go with Jordan Pennington.
He's done it.
He's done it, yeah. He's the one that's done it. And yeah, maybe the other ones any of the other goalies have won a Game 7 in their time, but Pennington's won that Game 7 Stanley Cup for the Blues. So I can't go wrong with Jordan Pennington. He's the guy I got to go with.
You have a young son at home. I believe he is 1. What is the coolest thing he's doing right now?
Oh, gosh, everything he's doing these days is cool.
Yeah.
We have a piano in our kitchen, and this honestly amazed me because we'd never had it open before. It's always stayed closed, and I opened it up one day and kind of played on it, and he walked right over and just 2 hands starts playing it, and I was like, wow, I didn't know I have Beethoven over here. That's really cool. My favorite thing that he does, and his mom's not going to like this, but every time I get ready to leave, bye-bye, Daddy. Bye-bye, Daddy. And he just waves. Oh,
man.
Melts my heart.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You're also a newlywed. What is your wife's favorite dish her specialty that she cooks?
Ooh, man, she cooks a lot.
Yeah, good.
Her chicken, we have an air fryer. She cooks chicken legs in the air fryer. That's really good. The pork chops she makes, she actually just made this new thing 2 weeks ago. It's on a sub sandwich bun. Spaghetti subs is what I called it. She called it spaghetti casserole, where you cook like put the spaghetti and stuff on the bun and put it in the oven. That was really good. She also made a spaghetti lasagna that was amazing. Man, if I had to pick one to be my favorite, I don't know. I don't think I could pick one. There's several. Really much anything she cooks is really good. I never liked chili. She cooked chili. I loved it. I talked her into cooking chili without the beans, and I got made fun of for that, and it was not good because I guess it's the chili beans that add the flavor, and I'm not a big fan of beans, but whenever she does make chili, it's really good.
Man, you're going to stay married a long time, dude. Good for you. You answered that question perfectly. Dudes, pay attention. Let's talk about favorite place to eat that's not prepared by your wife. What's your favorite local restaurant, go-to place that you guys like to order from or go to?
Local, we really love Colton's. Hub's Pub, huge. We haven't gotten to try Pizza 101 South yet. I really want to try that.
You should, yes.
I'm a pizza guy. I love pizza. Out of town, we really love Texas Roadhouse. Going to Festus for Texas Roadhouse. That's our go-to for like anniversaries and stuff.
Okay.
One thing though, before you ask the next question, sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
The best place that we have eaten before would probably be Camol's in St. Louis. You have to reserve a table there, and it's pretty pricey. But for our, I think it was 3-year anniversary when we went there. Oh. Gosh, that food was so good, and the serving size, the pork chops were like thick. And then we got for dessert, got a slice of cake, and it was almost the whole cake. The slice was like that tall. It was massive. I can't wait to go there again. It was so good.
That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. Let's talk about your sports career now. What is your favorite sport to call?
So far, basketball. That's because I've been able to call it for UniTec. I did call a baseball game for UniTec, only one. That was really fun. I think my favorite one to call is definitely basketball on the air, but sitting at home, definitely hockey or baseball. I can't wait for basketball season this year for KFMO doing it for MAC, which is going to be a whole nother level with the pace of play that they do. I can't wait for that. But yeah, basketball and probably baseball and hockey if I just had to do it on my free time.
So, do you think you could do a hockey game well? I mean, obviously, there's no schools around here that have hockey, but say Mac gets a rink and a hockey team, you'll be in seventh heaven, I guess, right?
Oh, yeah. I think I could do it well. I've never actually done it with a headset on. I have for practice, but like with people listening, I've never done it with people listening. Not that would affect me. I'd be really excited to do a hockey game. However, I definitely wouldn't be a Doc Emmerich or a Chris Kerber my first time, but it would be
fantastic.
Oh yeah, it'd be so fun.
Yeah. Speaking about doing a game, how do you get over the jitters? Because there's those butterflies there because people are listening to what you're saying.
Yeah, and that's the biggest issue for me when I first started was people are going to be listening to me. That's scary. What I did first was, you just gotta breathe. You get to a break, you just gotta breathe. You're doing good no matter what. If it's your first time, you're doing good because it's your first time. If you haven't practiced, obviously it's not gonna be as good as you want it to be. You just gotta listen. But to get over that jitters of having people listen to me, I just gotta, just sit there and think. I'm just doing this at home with my headset on. No one's gonna be listening. What's happening is the first thing that's listening to you is the computer. So if it doesn't sound good, the producer can shut you off. So
you just played the computer or the producer. What game that you've called so far sticks out in your mind? It's like, oh man, I really nailed that call. Any in particular?
Oh man, I haven't.
Any that were just super fun?
Super fun. All the North County basketball games last year were super fun with their boys going, I believe it was 20-1, I want to say, or 22-1, losing in the state, not semifinal. It wasn't the sectional, it was quarterfinal. Yeah. Where if they would have won, they would have got a trip to Springfield. That whole season, every game I did that year was so fun because I was so excited for basketball. I did not really expect the team to be that good with Carter Kekek being out for the first half of the year. But man, were they a fun team to watch and do play-by-play for. I think my favorite call that I've done so far this year, when I did the Central and MICDS game Central against MICDS game for KFMO, and their Job Bryant tied it late with about a minute 30 to play. It tied at 52-52. That game ended up being 59-52. That was probably the best game I'll ever do play-by-play for. And it was my first football game
first
for
football
KFMO.
KFMO.
And I was so nervous. But that call, the game time call, is probably my favorite call of the season. I don't know if I can pick a favorite all-time call that.
Yeah. Fantastic. Let's talk about, so what would be where your career ends? What is the dream digital media job? What do you aspire to be?
Either baseball for the Cardinals or hockey for the Blues.
Yeah.
And I met John Kelly. I couldn't think of his name. I met John Kelly my senior year of high school, and I told him, I was like, I really want to do play-by-play for the Blues, and he said, oh, give me about 10 years and you can have my job. So I got his word. Now I just need Valley Sports' word.
Right, yeah, he's totally okay with it.
Yeah,
very cool. That is fantastic. And yeah, he's a great one. Does the Blues TV games for Valley Sports, and then Chris Kerber on the Blues Radio Network is outstanding. What's the best piece of advice you could give students that are in this class right now?
Always,
besides pay attention to Mr. Lowry and everything he says.
Always pay attention to this, obviously. My advice, absorb everything you learn, not just from yourself, but anything you learn on the computers. And if you're going to do play-by-play or color commentary or reporting or anything, always listen to it, because you'll learn so much more things listening to yourself do play-by-play than listening to other people, because you'll know, oh, I said too many times in that situation. Oh, I may have said the wrong player's name. Oh, I'm using the same terminology for something that I could use 3 different words for, whether that be like the basket's no good, or it doesn't fall, or doesn't go, or something like that, or he hits, or it's a 3, or drains it. You don't want to use the same stuff. If you're going into play-by-play, like I said, just listen. That to make yourself better. You learn new things when you listen to yourself, and also listen to other people do it. Like whether that be Greg Allen or Sean Malone at KFMO, Chad Speaker at J98. No matter who it is in the area, or if it's a major broadcast like Doc Emmerich, Kenny Alberts, John Kelly, Dan McLaughlin, Joe Buck, even Jack Buck, even. Listen to as many sources as you can.
Jack Buck.
And even Mike Shannon this year, it's his last year. He may not be doing as good, in my opinion, this year, because it's his last year.
Sure.
Him, John Rooney, anybody, if you can listen to any play-by-play person, anywhere at any time, you'll learn new terminology for things. You'll learn new stuff. If you're wanting to go into just like broadcast, just watch the news. They got a lot of good people on the news that are gonna help you. But just absorb everything that you learn. Absorb, because then once the next generation comes and you have to come back and talk to this class, you'll know exactly what to talk about, new things. They're learning new stuff here that I wasn't able to learn in the class, and maybe they'll teach you a few things whenever you're here to talk.
Who would play you in a movie? What famous actor would star in the Jared Pettus story?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one. Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Aliens, ghosts, neither or both. What do you believe in?
Definitely aliens.
Definitely aliens?
The universe is way too big for it just to be us. However, they're so far away that if we were to get something to their Earth, I guess, to see that they existed, it'd take so long that they'd probably be extinct, and we would definitely be extinct. But ghosts, it's probable, but aliens is probable too, but I feel like aliens is way more likely with the size of the universe than ghosts. And that's my opinion, though.
Last question. You travel back in time a la Marty McFly, and you are coming to UniTec, but you can't take this class. You have to take a different class.
Man, that's
What
tough.
class would you pick?
I was going to pick this class because I knew you asked that.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one, I would probably pick the class right across the hall.
Graphic arts?
Graphic arts, yeah. For some reason I couldn't think of what it was called, but whenever I was here, Mr. R was teaching it.
Yes.
I really wanted to get into that too if I had time to. Wasn't ever able to, though. I took CAD at the high school when it was a high school class. I don't know if they brought that to UniTec.
No.
Because if they would have done that, I definitely would have recommended that one. Automotive, I would have liked to get into that because there's a lot more jobs around here for that kind of stuff. Construction, even, I would have liked to do that. Graphic, let's see. Just trying to think. All the classes here are good. My wife took nursing and she really enjoyed it. she'd probably recommend that class. I mean, I'd recommend it too. You know,
Sure.
helping the next generation get to that next step to save lives and stuff. But yeah, you can't really pick one. They're all good classes here.
Awesome. Dude, this has been a lot of fun, and it's so cool watching you talk to the classes. That is really neat for me. I'm so glad that you come back and share your knowledge with these guys.
It's really fun to talk to them and seeing, you know, new kids that are wanting to get into not just play-by-play, but broadcasting and production in general. And you know, they know new stuff that when I was in class, I had no idea. Like TikTok stuff, never heard of that. That wasn't even a thing when I was in high school.
Right.
So they're learning new ways of being able to get information out there, and you know, they can use that to really not just showcase what's happening, but teach other people outside of the class.
Very cool stuff. Jared Pettus, former graduate of the digital media program here at the UniTec Career Center, and now he's the voice of Max Sports on KFMO. Next time you're going to come in, I guess you'll be in one of those network jobs we were talking about, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. Hey, the sky's the limit, buddy.
That's right.
Always good to see you. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel so you know when these new hot seats are dropping. And again, you can get somebody on the hot seat. Maybe it's somebody you want to know a little bit more about. Maybe you know somebody who's really camera shy and you just want to torture them. Anyways, all you have to do is make a donation to this class. We take that money and use it for our cool equipment, and we can get whoever you want to on the hot seat. Keep watching, keep liking, and enjoy your YouTube experience.